Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2, where I'm always excited to introduce to you the Terran of the Blue, the People's Terran, the newest member of Team Liquid. It's Kira. And his former teammate, the #1 Protoss player in Korea. Not the Protoss we deserve, but the one we need right now, the Smiling Assassin. It's Hero. Best-of-5, Terran versus Protoss for the Korean StarCraft 2 League Finals. Dark couldn't make it because of the People's Terran over here. I'm not actually sure what happened to him, but I think Kier knocked him out. But a best-of-5 TVP. Kier with his unique brand, one of the best in the world at the matchup. He's not afraid to use all the tools in the workshop, the armory, mostly the armory, in order to achieve success. Just like I'm not afraid to use all the tools at my disposal to beg you for likes and subscribes by directly asking. Please like and subscribe. Jimmy, what are we at? 1,194 likes on this video, on this cast, on this experience. And I'll cast another series. And I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Specifically, Midweek Centaur's, not his mother. I've talked enough about your mothers. And I neglected to mention their mothers. But shout out to Midweek Centaur and his grandma. I'm glad you enjoy. And I hope your day gets even better than everyone. Just a little more than everyone else. So that way you can feel like you're winning. And that's important in StarCraft too. But no advantages yet. Blink versus Cyclone. Which Hero has fallen back to what, in my opinion, is essentially the only stable build in this matchup right now. It's not that you don't have options as Protoss, it's just there's something of a gamble. If you don't go for the Blink and the Robo Whittle Mines early on, can be deadly. If you don't have the Stalker count, Cyclones can whittle down essentially any unit, as other Gateway units or Stargate units don't handle the Cyclone. In fact, the Cyclone outranges Adepts and obviously sells. So Hero falling back to the stock standard here, whereas Cure went down the middle of the road as well. He's got 1-1-1. The Destiny Cloudfish build, as it's been called in past times, but has access to essentially every early game unit, but hasn't decided to commit to a certain direction yet. Drop is coming in. It's just Marines in the medevac, though surprisingly dangerous at this stage. The Stalkers are looking to zone it out, but Marines, Stalker's not actually much of a counter here. He could kill several of the Stalkers. He's going to lose the medevac, but the Proke just kind of drops him in. Now kills 2 probes, making another Stalker. Great micro from Hero thus far. It looks like the Cyclone tried to come in the natural and got very little done. And 3 probes. Okay, so he lost a Cyclone, he lost a medevac, he lost 7 Marines, he lost a Hellion, and he lost my respect, because that was terrible. I don't know what he was thinking. He may have been cosplaying Beyond there. Like, I can drop 8 Marines in his base, and it'll be fine. Just trust me, bro. No. He barely did anything. He lost all of his early game units. Cure. Quite a very active and long-winded blunder, but a blunder nonetheless. As now, he has no map control. He has to build up to this sort of 2-base timing that many Terrans will follow up with, but Hero is already sitting at his front door, waiting for an opportunity to pick off any more units. The Adept... Whoa! Hero! Oh, Hero's like, well, you know what? Let's make it a little more fair and throws 3 Adepts away. Not sure if he thought the door might open for him at the last second, but, well, Raven going to be moderately inconvenienced by a Stalker. Most importantly, the Stalker spotting the Raven up there. There's not going to be interference matrix at the moment. It is the Raven just trying to get well, we'll see how much he commits to it. The 3rd Nexus is only halfway done for Hero. No 3rd command center at all for Cure. So we're going to be having it out on 2 bases here. And just as the army goes out, there's no vision of it. It is just a fortuitous timing that Hero moves in. There is a Marauder or 2 in the main. Cure scans the 3rd base, sees the timing, knows that very likely there's plenty of units to deal with it. And the Stalkers will pick off 5 SCVs. not an auspicious start for the Korean Terran. As, a full recall of the Prism, expecting an attack based on the lack of siege tanks back at the base. And he's correct, there is an attack on the way, and it looks like he's gonna combine to try to hit the Reaper wall here, but Kier definitely not expecting the sheer amount. Slaps down a few auto turrets at the front, juggles the Colossus, and is able to use it to roast the Marines and keeps the sentries alive. hero styling on him right now. Oh my god, just a hearty cleanup on Isle Cure. And now, well, the supplies are still remarkably close to even, and by that I mean Cure's up by 1. As hero doesn't really have the gateway count to capitalize on his third base quite yet. And this still could go sideways. Just like the medevacs who've already darting to the north. If Cure can hold the counterattack and do a double drop while recall is still on cooldown, which it is for about a minute, well, the bunker will not be repaired in time, but that's only a single Colossus. He's juggling it. Why, hero, you've left yourself vulnerable to a counterattack, and this is an absolute disaster. And Kier has a signature unit, the Widowmine. Oh, a shot knocks out the sentries, and there's not much back at home. He has to get out before he loses the Prism and the Colossus with it. Recall is still on cooldown, and the army is being chased down. Hero! No! Oh, God! Hero. Hero may have made a blunder dropping in the base earlier, but it was the perfect call right here. As he knocks out the Nexus, he's got a Widowmine in position. The Colossus is actually... Oh, he's gonna save it. There's still Widowmines in the mineral lot. Cure does not have an armory, so it will be dealt with. You gotta be careful. He's gonna blink out of the way. Cure retargeting. But 4 probes down. And that was a absolute disaster piece for hero. It's a miracle he didn't lose more probes than that. But he lost the Robo Bay. He has no upgrades, and Cure now, he's getting a 3rd command center. Cure's still on a lackluster economy. But what probably should have ended up at a comfortable defensive position, the problem here, oh my god, don't try to dodge a Widowmine with a Colossus. Just, like, don't risk it. He was thinking about it. The problem here is that Cure still has army supply. Okay, the amount of time he had to deal with everything at the back. Not too many Vikings, just 1. The Marauders, though, can tank a lot of the Colossus hits. They don't melt easily, but they do melt eventually. Yeah, it's 4 Colossi. We're gonna stop. Everybody calm down. I believe there was a pause at an awkward time, but no, we're doing it live. Juggling back the Colossi here. And, well, a whole lot of SCVs will die. And beautiful juggling from hero, but, well, okay. Well, this isn't a circus, but indeed, well, Cirque du Soleil. He recalls, and everything gets out in some of the most ridiculous juggling I have ever seen. Now, the situation that necessitated it was, again, hero attacking into a concave of Terran. But, oh my god. Now, Cure managed to damage almost everything without killing anything. Well, he killed 2 Colossi by the end of it. The game is still not over, and why? Why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Because mules exist, and Cure still has enough army supply to be dangerous. Hero does not have a forge. He has no upgrades. He doesn't really have much tech. He still doesn't have a Robo Bay. He keeps trying to be aggressive because he doesn't want Cure to get that critical mass of Terran units. He might not realize quite how much damage he's done. Enough of the Marauders are in the main. That's the majority of Cure's army supply at this stage. The Zealots will be cleaned up. Cure actually has 1-1 done. And Hero, thinking better, he's got 69 probes, which is nice, but it just needed a chill. The only risk here, he's killed so many SCVs, the only risk for Hero is losing this army and not being able to rebuild it by the time Cure comes rumbling across the map. So, he's at 8 gates, 1 robo. It is quite confounding to me why he's even out here right now. He wants to take a fight. He doesn't want Cure to send out another drop, but he's got the Observer in place. I think there are enough charge lots at this stage. Doesn't see the other obs Those Colossi are pretty badly bruised. There's really not much anti-air at all. Hero's gonna go right in. The Colossi getting some big swipes, but one goes down. The Marauders are still fighting. He's forced to kite back, but yet again. Well, I think there might be enough. The two Immortals are pounding their way through. The Marauders are not going to be much to match them. And I think the Immortals will hold it down for long enough. Hero chomping at the bit to take home a W. And then throws his war... Just when you thought it might be over, Hero loses another War Prism. Oh my god. Which was possibly the nail in the coffin there. But Kira just bats that nail right out of the sky. And that means it's still a game because the army supply is within 10, and Hero has no splash damage. He doesn't even have upgrades. There's almost as many medevacs as bio units here. It's probably too many charge lots, though. Right? Right, please? His army has eventually devolved to essentially just charge lots and stalkers. He has a leftover immortal there, but the unit count does seem to be too damn high. More charge lots. It's too much. It's too much. There it is. All right, GG. Hero doing his best to drag that out, but he eventually drives the point home. And with it, attains what I am legally obligated to call a victory in Game 1. So, congratulations, Hero, on his one-game lead, making things very, very interesting. Cure, with a half-hearted medevac drop, ends up with a much more hearted... Okay, that was dumb. Double medevac drop at just the right time to keep himself in the game. But at the end of the day, Hero had too much of a lead. And is able to carry it through. And now we go to Game 2. Oceanborn. The annoying probe in the base. That's redundant. Every probe is annoying. What am I thinking? Sometimes I have to ask myself that. Oh. What was that medevac drop, though? I don't, like... That feels like something... I think maybe he was going to go for the Reaper wall. Because he had a Cyclone as well. The Reaper wall can be vulnerable from the low ground, but Kier just kind of went for it. You just send it, bro. But he sent it too far. And at the end of the day, he was punished for it. Even though Hero really didn't capitalize on it, he clearly wants to play this offensive defense. Where you put so much pressure on the Terran, they can never do the, like, multi-pronged Widowmine drops or the Ghost Liberator army. He does not want the game to get to that stage. But with the mistimed recall and kind of the bare-bones army composition, Hero almost risked it all trying to end the game instead of secure an advantage. Well, Reaper first. Gonna be headed across the map. Did he scout? No, this is the first scout. Bit of a greedy one. Not scouting with anything beforehand. Hero, of course, had the probe in the base so early, he got plenty of info. But the Reaper, there's no Reaper wall, so he's gonna get in, he's gonna see at least a Stalker, which is something of a giveaway, that no Adept equals likely Blink again. Shield battery, I believe, in the main. Oh, at the match. Did Hero see the command center? No, but he did see one gas. So the shield battery, I think, just a general safety choice. So he doesn't have to worry too much about coming back to defend, or as much. Here's falling back to the Widowmine drop. He's won a GSL championship off those Widowmine drops. Zest, not happy that day. The Zest doesn't look happy on most days, I will be clear. I will say. Come back to assist. Twilight it is. Are we going to add an armory? Or is this just going to be a generic, like a slim fast Widowmine drop here? No armory. Nothing really to combine with it. Just 2 or 3 Widowmines and a medevac. The way David Kim intended. Robotics facility is on the way for hero. Not that it's particularly relevant to the defense of the initial drop. Of course, if it was armory, it would be more so. He does spot the armory. I mean, sorry. The robotics facility. And the Widowmine drop is on the way. Alright, make your bets. What are we gonna see? Dozens of probe kills? A whole bunch of lost mining time? The fact that the layout of the base actually works against hero here? Or is the medevac gonna die immediately and do nothing? Now the stalkers have to walk back around. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage. Well, the Widowmine's blink is not done. Another Widowmine scampers in. No. Ah! 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 No, I'm sorry. I was just making. That's what the probes sound like. That's not what I sound like. So it kind of looked like that. That's how it feels when a Widowmine does something like that. Well, now the medevac hanging out in the corner. Widowmine's near full HP. Cure. I'm not actually sure what walling off accomplishes here. He's gonna drop it out. He's gonna get the medevac out as well. More sacrifices. The mines will be dealt with. But yeah, a much cleaner start here for Cure. As the medevac gets out, the worker count is even, and Hero has been obligated to keep all his stalkers at home, which would be all well and good if there wasn't also a Raven about to come back. And well, now we see if Cure can deal with the counter swing. And the auto turret. Oh, the shield battery not quite in the spot to deal with this. Unfortunate. There are 10 stalkers on the map, but already 2 siege tanks, 15 marines. Stim and combat, well, Stim and +1 just started. I assume combat shield is soon to be on the way, but the base layout is really good here. Oh, it's a no hero! There's another tank! You didn't see the second tank. He went for it. He thought he could blink into that little pocket there. Ends up losing a couple stalkers. Not terrible damage, but definitely uncomfortable. That one marauder, and there's another, yeah, hero. It's like, maybe look before you blink. He goes straight in for, okay, he's gonna go for the tank. It gets 2 shots off, which is unfortunate. And now the stalkers, well, he gets the tank and drops out. Auto turret comes in again. Raven's still going. Third Nexus just started for Hero. He hasn't really been building probes either, whereas Cure is at 50 SCVs. Pretty comfortable number. If he's able to get a third base anytime soon. Well, Hero's in kind of an awkward spot. Despite the fact that Cure hasn't dealt with this cleanly, look at that army. He's already got plenty of bio here. And a couple medevacs in, a few siege tanks, enough marauders, and you got a stew going. And also +1 combat shield stim. There's gonna be 1 Colossus. Where's the second Colossus? 1 Colossus, we may strongly suggest, politely yet firmly, ask the Marines and Marauders to back off. But Terran's not known for their social niceties. Certainly not. So I seriously doubt 1 Colossus is going to be enough to discourage this push, unless Hero is somehow able to keep buying time like this. With his stalker getting a medevac, he gets one. And now Kier's kind of out in the middle of the map, hanging out. I do like how Kier doesn't build the third on the third all the time. So many times I see Terran players decide, well, it's still a little forward, but much easier to protect. So many Terran players will build it on the third and then get it delayed by 30 seconds, which defeats the entire advantage of building on location. You can just float it over. It takes the build time of like 2 SCVs, maybe. So if you're delayed at all, it's not worth it. So Kier playing it safe here. I think he realizes he has the army, but just don't risk it on a bad fight. He doesn't have interference matrix research, so he can't lock down that Colossus, but he has plenty of bio to lock it down to the old-fashioned way, by killing it. Alright, single Colossus there, anti-armor missile, gonna Dorito dust the entire army. Oh, shield battery overcharge is good, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough. Where is that warp prism going? hero, what is with you? You gotta stop. Oh no, the F2 syndrome is bad. The warp prism, the one thing that maybe could have dragged the attention of Kira back across the map. But now Kira's just hanging out here. He's comfortable. The hero has shown a tendency to attack it unprovoked. So, while attacking into the Colossi when they can kite back is not a fun proposition, apparently. At the same time, oh my, there's another mine. Doesn't do much past the shields, but no, stand right there. Hey, Cletus, stand still. Oh yeah, keep going, keep going. Hit me again. Hit me again. Don't blink at it. I don't know if Blink actually breaks the attack command, but I like the idea that the only way he could stop the Colossus is by blinking out. Anyways, Widowmine drop. Hero. Uh-oh. Alright. Deals with it. Shot goes out. Another mine drop. The Stalkers, are they too late? Indeed they are. The medevac will survive. Kira has successfully bought it. By the way, Kira fully retreated during that. Keeping him busy. Observer's got to come back. Hero did not lose a lot, but he did lose any chance to do a counterattack. Like, he didn't lose his army. He didn't lose his probes, his base. But Kira has comfortably built up to 180 supply and counting. He's getting ghosts. He's getting 2-2. And with the upgrades, the unit composition, and the sheer weight of army supply, well, he's winding up for another big set of attacks. Anti-armor missile on those Stalkers. Ooh. If you look at the mini-map, he's coming in from both sides. Each of those armies more than capable of dealing with most of heroes if he's caught in a rough spot. You gotta be very careful with the Colossi, even if you think they're safe. You need enough support. The Raven goes down. Widowmine cleaned up. Hero has put enough together, protecting the Colossi with enough gateway units to box out the Terrans. But Kira loads up a massive drop and heads for the main. There's no vision here. There's no observer. That scan is quite conspicuous. But better safe than sorry. There isn't even enough energy to recall if he wanted to. And now, I'm not sure about this base layout, Hero, as the base is certainly working against him when it comes to the medevacs. Well, 9 probes down. Widowmine hits a Colossus. Marauders hit the rest of it. And he's doing so much damage. Picks off at least 1 Colossus. I'm not sure if that was 1 or 2, but another army at the front. EMP washes over everything. Shield battery overcharge gonna help out. He only killed 1. 11 probes down. Hero is holding tenuously. There's still a Widowmine in the main. Observer is coming back to help deal with it, but Kira has now taken his 3rd base. No, 4th base as well. Alright, I can count real goodly. +2 weapons done for Hero. +2 weapons done for Kira. Armor's about to be filled in for the Bio Army. +2 armor still a while out for Hero. So Kira keeps finding opportunities, but Hero is holding. He's still, well, does he have any more attack on the way? He's still got double robo. Kira's gonna keep hitting him, though. All it takes is 1 bad fight. And Kira can run over the, oh, no, what? No, stop, come back home. Where are you going? Come back here. Oh, no, here we go again. Full-on base trade. Hero going straight for the main. The missile turret doing a lot of damage to the Colossus. Gotta be careful of those things. And they say never base trade a Terran. And there's a good reason for that, is Protoss buildings cannot fly. For one thing. Almost loses another prism. Hero decides to just go straight for the base trade. There's enough of an army in the main to kill some of the Stalkers. At the end of the day, we're gonna have to see what's left over. And as both sides slaughtering dozens of workers, Hero has actually managed to fortify a base that Kira hasn't scouted yet. And that could be a deadly mistake. He hasn't seen, but there is a planetary at the fort. Hero also hasn't scouted a base. So they're both going to have one base left over that the other player has not yet seen. Command centers, barracks in flight. Did Cure lose every command center that isn't the planetary? Cure! You didn't even get one to the corner? He has nothing floating to the corner. He's going to the other side of the map. The warp prism in the middle of everything. hero is expanding to the north as well. Army supplies are dead even. But I do very much favor the Terran army in a long, drawn-out base trade scenario. It's designed for that sort of sustainability. hero, I think, is about to... he still hasn't seen it. It's right there. Well, it looks like the armies are going to fight before anything else happens. hero still has a base. 16 to 33 workers in favor. He sees the base. He loses 5 probes. I believe one of them to the planetary fortress. Well, he's going to try to grind his way. Where's this probe going here? Here is, of course, supply blocked. 127 over 15 is a bit of a disparity. hero not much better. Hero is here. All of hero's buildings are here. Hero, you need your build. He's gonna recall before the ghost can get there. The EMP, and now, oh, the army. He couldn't fit all the army to recall, but Kira doesn't know that. Well, both of them won't be building units for quite a while, as the logistical supply lines and depots have been shut down. The probe, possibly the most important probe in the game, manages to escape despite standing right next to Kira's base for this entire time. A Dark Shrine is on the way, but there are ghosts for EMP, even if there are no orbitals, and also turrets back at home. So I don't know if a Dark Shrine, I mean, it's not a horrible choice at any time, but yeah, EMP knocks out the Observer. Well, that's a very dead ghost. Oh my. Okay, well. And one of the most supply blocked. They're gonna have to... Both these players are gonna be supply blocked for a third of the game, if not more. DT Blink on the way as hero. I'm not... There's no... Wait, okay, he has 2 observers. Never mind. Actually, like, that's 3 Colossi still. How many Vikings? 3 Vikings. Not quite enough, really. Oh. Ghost looking for an opportunity. Kira is rebuilding. What a crazy... They so efficiently gutted each other, except for one base. They both made the same, I would argue, mistake. Those supply depots to help distract. It looks like Kira wants to go. Force field. Both players starting to get towards an unsupply block. Hero will get there first. Partially because he has lower supply. This command center will be taken out. Really important. He doesn't cancel it. Oh, the boys! Kira's just done with it. EMP knocks out 1 Colossus. The Vikings still going to work. And the Colossi are crumbling. The Bio Army is more than enough. Yeah, Kira's had enough of this. Will Hero warp in DTs and try to turn this around? There's still ghosts, is the problem. Even if you don't have orbitals, it goes... Ooh. The desperation... If he can snipe... If he can snipe the ghosts with DTs... He warps in the DTs to the north. I think he was expecting to have an army here. No. No. Try to get him to EMP his own... Oh, God. Well... Bit of a decisive, but yet unceremonious end. As Hero just gets lined up against the wall there. And the Marines open fire. I was pretty sure Hero was playing with disaster as his, you know, his default state, but... Wow. Oh, just as dramatically as it starts, it ends. Cure takes down Hero's cheeky base trade. The base trade was a lot closer than I thought it would be going into it, because Cure had a better base trading army. But Hero kind of tilted it so far sideways, it was very hard to really get an idea of exactly what was going on. But eventually Cure just had enough. Pulled the boys, locked it down, tied it up. Game 3. Double gas for Kira. It's time now. Spicy builds. If Spicy is heavy on tech and probably some sort of like Cyclone or Widowmine Armory timing. hero? No Reaper Wall. I don't know if it would have been better to try to sit back and defend, but hero has shown he is not interested in fighting multiple fronts against the Terran. He wants to find the timing. Honestly, sloppy. The amount of warp prisms, like the fact that it's multiple warp prisms per game on average, just lost because he wandered him into the fight. Not to angry coach, the best Korean Protoss player. But you can't get away with that. All right, the Warp Prism Robo Time is one of the most valuable commodities. Just the ability, almost every unit that Protoss, not just once, but needs, comes out of the Robo. So any unit you just kind of lose for free, effectively, is a significant... It's not two Stalkers. It's not an Adept. The War Prism is a fulcrum that you can turn the game on. And when you lose it, well, you lose that ability. So, don't lose your Warp Prism in the middle. It's very hard to balance line about Terran if you throw away the key, one of the most important keys to beating Terran here. Alright? I want to balance wine for good reasons. Not because the base trade army looks strong or something like that, which it's designed to be strong in relatively small numbers. That's how Terran works. Whereas the Protoss army is supposed to be, well, historically, a better, just outright fight. Like, if you pin them down and fight straight up, your units are better. Amount of splash damage, the ability to dictate the pace of the fight with things like sentries. Now, in practice, it doesn't always work that way. Another way is warping in a dozen charge lots to the main. But, well, the quicker factory, he's still mining off the double gas. He's getting that expand. What are you up to, Kier? He's really getting a lot of gas. I'm surprised we don't see an armory. I mean, at this point, it is still pretty efficient, but I guess Raven, as well as siege tanks, are quite heavy on the Vespene gas. Maybe I just wasn't noticing before. Impossible. Alright. That was a test. But he's got the anti-blink down pretty much perfectly. Hero, once again, going with the 3-gate blink robo. It's served him well enough so far. It's gotten him through the early game. And in game 1, it allowed him to carry it through to victory. Blink is about to be done, but the Stalkers are not quite in position. 2 seconds, 1 second. But the Widowmines will burrow. He offers up the sacrifices. Get a Prairie Dog micro. Cure. Oh, what the hell? He into the natural. He gets... Oh, no. Well, he gets the medevac, and he's going to clean up the mines. But he's actually going to lose 6, 7 probes? 8 probes? I mean... Meanwhile, there are 2 Adepts in the main that killed 4 SCVs. So we're off to a rambunctious start here. Yet again. I think it's kind of customary for the Korean StarCraft 2 League. By the way, check out the info in the description. It's in the description, Jimmy. No, I'm not going to tell them to like and subscribe every time I talk about the description. That's gratuitous. Sorry. But the Korean StarCraft 2 League, which you guys support, you can check out the info put on by Dave Testa and Chicken Man, is kind of an alternative. Not really an alternative, but in addition to the ESL Pro Tour. It does a lot of the time feel like the players are just having a fun time. Even though the prize pool is comparable, there aren't the ESL points on the line. So it doesn't decide as much who's going to go to the global finals. But, you know, getting paid is nice too. But we do see some more casual gameplay from even the top players. I remind you that Dark versus Hero is our default finals. I think it's been like 10 out of over 30. A little over 30. Which, I don't know. I can't count that out. But... So, plenty of experience there. But Cure, well, he's not called the People's Terran because of his perfect micro, but by his ability to make mistakes and macro his way out of them by throwing enough units into the fray. Auto turret, 3 probe kills, no third Nexus. He's going with a double Raven harass. Ooh, it's been a while since we saw this. The double Raven back at home. The turrets per minute will be raised as a method to kill the probes, and it's going great, actually. 5 probes, nothing to be able to kill the Ravens. He used all that gas early, and he's continually scouting. He's even delaying the... Ooh. Nevermore, says Hero. And Kira says, you know what? You can't tell me what to do. There's no way to stop the Ravens without a Stargate. Just deflect them and try to catch them when they make a mistake. But Hero is already in a tough spot. His economy has been hamstrung. Oh my god. More kills. Just nickel and diming him here. 19 probes between everything. I mean, now Hero, like, what is Hero's army? He's got 8 stalkers, 5 sentries. 5 sentries. Interesting. Don't try to blink on that tank. Oh my god. What are you doing? Okay. I mean, I guess it worked. Almost every stalker's damaged. Gets the observer. That was clearly there. And a double medevac drop took the scenic route all the way around. You can't even see them on the mini-map. They're at the very edge of the map. They don't show up. I guess you could kind of see that, like, enhance. Oh my. Well, at least the Warp Prism's still alive. But the double drop. Is there going to be enough at home to deal with this? The Robo-Bay! No! A recall! But the Robo-Bay as well. Do you have Stim? He has Stim. I'm surprised he didn't go straight for the Robo-Bay there. There's a Colossus, 2 Colossi. Here, just playing it safe. Raven's still in the back corner. God, so annoying. I kind of love it, though. Like, those Ravens, a lot of players will just use the bloods, throw them away, but Kira's very diligent. He saw no probes. All right, no problem. Here comes Hero with a no upgrades, 44 probes, 2 base sentry. He's gonna try, not again. Oh god, not again. Here we go again. Recall's on cooldown. He can't go home. He's gonna try to base trade, but it's not gonna work. Not this time. There's multiple tanks. There's Vikings. The Ravens dropping auto turrets. The drop is coming back in towards the main. There's more. Like, this is not a hallucinated Warp Prism. He's trying to bamboozle him. But I don't think Kira's paying attention. And even if he is... Oh, he is. He hits him with the stim. I love the hallucinated play. But this is an absolute disaster. Oh, hallucinated Colossus. No. No, no, no. Capital, triple exclamation point. It did not work. Absolutely shut down. The door is held. And Cure is not having it. He goes up to match point. Oh. Well, Hero. It's not working. We gotta go back to the drawing board and maybe break out the crayons or fingerprint paints or something. I don't... Wow. Hero's adapting, and I don't feel like Hero is at all. Hero has tried to do the same build and progressively worse 3 games in a row. Well, game 4, though. Even though the difference, I think, was game 1, Hero did a terrible build as well. I don't think Hero's build is bad. I think forcing a blink all-in, kind of, against a 2-base Terran, who's clearly, utterly, and, like, has a textbook preparation for exactly that, it ain't working out. It was in game 1 when Kira decided he's just gonna throw 8 Marines in a medevac for some reason into the main and do nothing. That was when hero was able to take an advantage because Kira had no way to pressure him or kill probes or scout. So not great. All right, hero. Hero does have a bit of that darkness. I was gonna say hero has a bit of that dark in him, which you could take in any particular way, but where it feels like sometimes he'll just flip a switch and be like, you know what, I guess I'll win now. I don't feel like Kier has that at all. He's the people's Terran. Like, depending, is he tilted today? Is he making mistakes? Maybe, but relatively consistent. What are we doing? We play will they, won't they? All right, probe loves Marine. Marine hates probe. It's not gonna work out. Marine has gun. Probe has taser. Sir, please. Have you heard the words of our Lord and Savior? Never know what probe is. Twilight. Robo? We're gonna do it again? What's Kier up to this time? It seems like he may be angling towards the Marine drop. Yet again. What's coming out of the... Oh, there's a Cyclone. So far, the Widow Mine drop has found plenty of success. Like, with the Widow Mines, it's not so much about killing the probes. It's about the existence of the Widow Mines, making life just generally difficult and anchoring units back at home. If they kill probes, that's a bonus most of the time. Meanwhile, the Hellion... he doesn't get any. He gets a scout and sees that hero is indeed going to be going for the Robo. It's almost certain that Blink is already being researched behind it.
Ready for dust off.
Adept just gets into the main because Kier leaves the door open. Because, of course he does. Did he just save that SCV from the Adept with the medevac? The most unnecessary situation saved by the most cute of micro. Well, that's... He's got the 8 Marines and a Cyclone play again. What are you doing? He's just gonna heal his SCVs. Alright, well that's probably better than losing 8 Marines and a medevac. Yeah. Though. Yeah. Oh no. He's just looking around. I don't know what he's looking for. I mean, a prism, but it's quite early for a prism. Maybe a Stargate, but... yeah. This time around, he's gonna go with the interference matrix. Yeah, lining it up. It does take some research now, as of the last patch. Not so new anymore. Can't be clickbaiting with that. I think 2 months is definitely pushing it. But plenty of Blink Stalkers here. Kier didn't do anything to slow Hero down, but Hero only had 40 probes, which means he has cut some probes here in order to hit this timing. And he will hit it. Down goes the tank. No bunker. That Raven looking conspicuous here. And the Stalkers, anti-armor missile, softens him up. Gonna make the Cyclone way more effective too. But a good start. Another downside of no Widow Mine drop means that all the Stalkers can be concentrated at the front. And Hero's Blink Micro is entirely capable of taking advantage of that situation. With no tank here, no stim, no combat shield, only 1 Marauder. Already 13, 14 SCVs, 15 SCVs. Could I get a 6? No. You need the tank. The tanks, the overlapping fields of fire the tanks were providing in the last couple games, just not there. And a bunch of stalkers at the natural. The War Prism into the main. And right now, hero picking him apart. War Prism. Yeah, hero's decided. Yeah, it's my turn. Okay. I heard you like drops. Picking off more and more Marines without combat shield. They're relatively easy to take out. He even warps in some zealots to tank for the tank. Oh, the stalk. No. Oh, well. Hero making a game of it. Loses several stalkers at the front. Actually, 9 of them in total now. I think still this is too much damage. Yeah, Cure agrees, but... Alright, so 0 for 2 with no Widowmine drop. 2-0 with Widowmine drop. I'm not gonna put it all on Widowmines. But they certainly are a defining difference. Hero, who's able to focus entirely on Blink Micro at the sharpest possible timing, and Hero who's severely blunted by Widowmine scampering around his base. It's a night and day. And, well, we don't allow ties here. We've got to break them somehow. Going into game 5. The ace match. It's been a back-and-forth series indeed. All right. What do they have for us this time? Going into Hecate. The most beautiful map. I do love it. Also, the layout's pretty cool, though it does have a tendency to get a little bogged down in the later game, which is fine to have some maps like that. The bridges make it difficult to actually move across a lot of the center points. Probe. Haven't seen an NG Bay block, I believe, since game 1. You're not bothering with it. Gonna be a Reaper this time around. Only one guess, so not a quick factory. After the expand instead. Adept being credit boosted out. And, well, what's it gonna be, Hero? Oh, I'm back! Ah! Have you heard of her? Oh my, well. He's not gonna make it. Oh my god. What a save! Well, he loses a probe back at home, so the Reaper will... Oh, and the Adept, the probe tried to get a tap on that Marine, a little love tap, which would allow it, and... Oh, the probe! Revenge! Ah! And that one little extra bit of damage allows the Adept to two-shot things. What a play! The probe killer! Took a game, but vengeance is attained. Yes, the probe died, but mentally, an overwhelming victory for Hero. Well, 3 probes died, actually, because the Reaper has had pretty much free reign. The Adepts are hanging out. It's a bit awkward. Cyclone about to complete. Will pop out. Will he show it to the Adepts? No. I think they may have seen it, though. Yeah, it should have been in vision range if Hero was looking. Just doesn't get the lock on. If it does, it can outrange the Adepts, so... Let's make it very difficult to use Adepts once it's out. He is going to follow up with Widowmines. Here knows where his biscuit is buttered. And Hero, 3-gate, Blink, and a Robo. 5 games in a row. To all you, to the haters. Okay, oh my god, he built his shield battery in the wrong spot and it's blocking too much of his mining. Welcome to Protoss. Just salvage it! Hey, funny joke, right? To the haters who say, no, there are other openers. Alright, there's other builds you could do. I present to you 5 games in a row, 3-gate Blink Robo. Now, has it worked out for him? Honestly, this series so far has felt more dependent on cures more diverse variety of builds. Even though essentially he's had two versions. Widowmine Drop and not so Widowmine Drop. I love the double Raven play, but Blink will be done. This is the latest drop yet. But sometimes if you drop the base a little bit later, then the anticipation pays off. The Spylons are finishing, and the medevac is spotted, and he gets both mines out, unfortunately. But, oh, one probe. So that went about as poorly as it could. He got the medevac, he got both mines, he barely lost any mining time. And, only lost one probe. So that is about as good as it can go for hero. And now Kier's in this awkward scenario. He's only got one tank so far. He's gonna have two momentarily, but the stalkers are already most of the way across the map. Gonna have to pull SCVs to repair. He's not being stingy about it. 10 SCVs. Now, Kier, smartly, sending out the Cyclone. I'm kind of surprised to see the Cyclone here, but Cyclone just, hello? Oh, Cyclone gonna be waltzing in. He tanks the damage for the tank with one stalker, the bunker. But the Cyclone is in the natural. It's actually gonna do some damage here. Very awkwardly, but the Cyclone shows up. And it just, well, it can't out DPS a shield battery, but it forces a Warped back at home. Tank in the main, bit late on the siege up. Another tank pops out. Gets a shot off with the tank in the main. Cyclone's still finding something. The fact he forced a Warped on the other side of the map. That was the most important part of that there. A bunker still intact here, or rebuilt. No, he's got to repair it. He's not, well, he's picking off SCVs. But a Raven at the back, and Cure is just pincushioning him here. Hero can't keep his probe count up. He doesn't have a third Nexus. And right now, Cure has 8 more workers. Again, Hero focused at the front and being undercut from the back, but he gets the bunker. A weak point is created here. And without a siege tank on the back line and without stim done, SCVs will start to fall. The tanks begin to siege. Does he have a tank covering the main as well? Oh, that's the army size there, but income's about even. He gets a tank into the main. Third command center on the way. The tank not quite sieged yet. He's gonna fight, not go for the CC. Trying to juggle the shields here. But the CC's still building, and all of these units have been pretty badly damaged here. There are a few stalkers in the red. The Raven at the back. Siege tank at the natural. Kier's army is coming together. Hero really wants to end this. He really does. It's just not gonna happen. The third Nexus is halfway done. And finally, Hero pulls back and he says, you know what? Kicking and screaming. He's Colossus drop. And actually, there's nothing to really easily deal with this. Gotta be careful. He's trying to retarget SCVs, but the Marauder, actually, no, you don't really want to trade Colossus HP for a couple SCVs. He does get 7, which is pretty damn good. The Raven still hanging out in the trees here. Honestly, I think Hero, he pulled back at the last moment or so. Not just that he may have gotten overrun, but he still has a very good shot at overtaking Kier's economy. As Kier does not have his third landed yet, Hero has taken the lead in the worker count. He did get that double forge. He's been late on the upgrades throughout this series, but this game, he at least is focusing on them, making an extra effort, going 2 forge early on to make sure he can compete. And Kier, he's got quite an army here. He's going to go land the third, or at least look for that opportunity. Is charge done? He does not have charge. Warp Prism speed is there. No charge for the Zealots, though. And if he had Zealots, they wouldn't have charge. He does not have any Zealots, so that might be the reason. Dark Shrine on the way. Speed Prism is... we got multiple air units just hanging out, as they do. Otherwise, they would be ground units. Disruptors for the first time. We got 4 Colossi spread between the bases, trying to cover them literally. And the build-up phase, where both players have armies that are very dangerous to each other, and you can't risk them being caught in the middle of the map. A Raven tries to come in again, targeting the shield battery and then going for the probes. Actually gonna get four probes. Not a great take, but getting anything for that Raven is quite nice. And now it's herO's turn. What does he have in there? He has... Well, he's about to learn they're not charge lots. I expect charge in the production tab presently. He's microing this now, but gonna try to fly out around the yep. Yeah, that's a mistake. Definitely not ideal there. The charge lots probably could have gotten... Well, if they were charge lots, at least a few more SCVs. And Kier probably scratching his head a bit too. DT. Well, that's an expensive observer. Don't do it. DT dies very dramatically for something that doesn't have a mouth. Screams into the universe. Well, looks like Game 5 is going to be our most even so far. As herO has 4 bases. He's only at 61 probes. He's really focused on having the best possible army. He's got 2 balls of death inside his prism. Great big balls of fire. Those disruptors could be devastating. But at the same time, very hard to make this work. He's got the bait stalker there. Trying to spot the army. The first disruptors are usually the most deadly. Is he just going to blind fire here? Kier does not see it. The observer spotted. The warp prism flying alongside. It's been a while since I've seen something like this work. We'll see. There's some Vikings. Oh, disruptor. Point blank. He just shoots it. Second shot actually finds a connection. So 1 for 2, and the 1 really does make a big difference. That's a lot of damage. But unfortunately, there's no energy here. The probe's on the run. herO doesn't really have any to burn at the moment. The Widowmine will burrow. Still gonna get a shot off despite the detection. EMP comes out. He picks up a few 3 ghosts. Oh, he's just giving him the special treatment. Another mine. herO actually has a huge upgrade advantage now because of that double forge. Right now we're looking at, wait, the medevac with 3 ghosts in it. How does this happen to you so often, Kier? He gets his ghosts caught in such awkward places. The People's Terran. Are you gonna do a ghost harass? Well, herO, multiple tanks. Kier's still a long way off those upgrades, though. Warp into the main. herO's just going for it here. Disruptor shot over the top. Gonna hit several Marauders, but Vikings almost take out a Colossi. The rest are stumbling in. 4 Colossi is a lot of damage, but some of the army is just getting caught out. The Warp Prism isn't dead, and a bunch of charge lots are gonna warp in to try to undercut Kier's army. But Kier is still maxed out. herO. Loser. The charge lots on hold position, not so great against guns. Making an easy target there for him. 10 SCVs down, but Kier's still in the lead. Widowmine gets another Stalker on the way back, and the problem is herO doesn't have the economy to keep this up. He's intentionally, by how few probes he built earlier, not now, but earlier, stayed on a low economy and worked on his unit composition. But now he's lost a lot of that unit composition, which means, well, he's got to rely on something a little more cunning. As, well, that observer is a huge deal. That observer saw this army. herO. Oh, point blank shots. You gotta be careful. Loses the ghosts. And Kier completely blindsided by the army, but the observer gave herO the information he needed. Unfortunately, though, there's another army. Whatever happened to that ghost trap? I'm not sure if it went down or if he just joined it up, but mules are dropping on the 4th. All right, well, Widowmine gets another shot. Keeps adding them up. Hero's still not maxed out. The army supplies are still in favor of Kira, though, as Hero unable to max out. No Liberators. The Disruptor count is at 4, as is the Colossus count, but this is literally caught between a rock and a hard place. You could not choose a much worse location to try to fight into as a Protoss player against an entrenched Terran. This ramp is a little better, though still not incredible. He's not gonna break him like this. Kira is starting to catch up. Well, picks off a couple Vikings, which makes those Colossi much more dangerous. Command center finishes at the last second. EMP is on the front. Hero really looking for something, but he's not finding it. And might lose this. The Colossi are bruised. Where do you go from here? A Widowmine blinks out. Disruptor will trade again. And there's not much here. This is a kind of an awkward angle. Kira could easily be zoned out by the Ruptors. Doesn't quite land that shot. Comes in from the back. The Disruptor shots get a big connection. There's another army at the back, though. Disruptor forces it away. Hero finds good connections, but are they good enough? A Colossus went down to kind of the casual flank, and Hero loses almost everything. As he wandered into the fray, and the Disruptors might give Kira a bloody nose, but Kira has more than made up for it. Oh no. Hero again, really trying to find a fight, and ends up losing it. That's a devastating fight. Shield battery overcharge, good luck. EMP across the Zealots. And Cure. Well, without a Disruptor shot, the Bio-Army is just too much. Need micros. The Vikings are not bad at all on the ground. And Disruptor shots. Well, Hero is out of units and out of games. Cure locks it down. A bit of a rough one for Hero. I'm known for my somewhat sarcastic honesty, but wow. Cure clearly, I think, the better player here today. As Hero managed to sneak some on him, but I think Kira was playing the full game, whereas Hero was trying to end the game. And, well, Kira held the line, and that's what's important. Well played. GG. 3-2. The People's Terran. Team Liquid's own. You know, having Clem on your team certainly doesn't hurt when it comes to practice and maybe learning something as well. And Kira didn't really need any help in Terran versus Protoss, but I need your help. If you've made it this far to the very end, and you're not just here to whine about Terran winning, or even if you are, well, like and subscribe. And if you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon or YouTube membership, but either way, I hope I made your day a little bit better. I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.